Hello everybody, back again with another video. Hope you're doing well. Hope your life's going well. Hope this week has gone well for you, and I hope that today has gone well for you. Today is October the 14th. No, today is actually the 15th. October the 15th, 2024. It is about 8 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time, and I hope that you all are doing well. I hope that you all have had a good week so far. So far, we made it through Monday and Tuesday, and I say Tuesday because I'll be uploading this Tuesday evening. I hope that you all are able to make it through the rest of the week, but we don't have hope. I know you're gonna make it through the rest of the week. But anyway, what you're looking at in front of you is Time Magazine. Now, Time Magazine has been around for many years, and I thought I'd pick up this magazine and just kind of look at some of the articles and read some of the articles and kind of just talk about what I'm looking at. When I was a kid, I used to be huge into like sports magazines and stuff, but I kind of got out of that as I got older, and so I haven't bought a magazine in general in many years, but I was like, you know what? Let me buy a magazine and, just kind of flip through it and, give some of my thoughts. And so that's what I'm going to do here. So we have Time Magazine on the cover. It is, they say, the most, and by the way, I bought this from Walgreens. It cost $8.99. It actually has a price right there. I don't know if y'all can see it, but yeah, I bought this from Walgreens, and so looking at the cover, I wish I could tell you who most of these people are. I do know he's from YouTube, though. Yeah, I wish I could tell y'all who most of these people are, but I'll admit, not 100% sure. And by the way, I'm not someone who regularly reads Time Magazine. I just kind of picked up a random magazine. So anyway, let's get into it. Just gonna talk about what I see, and let's see. And it's the first page here. So we have an advertisement for Dayquil Vapocool severe cold and flu congestion. Dayquil really works, though, I'll admit. And then on this page here we have the table of contents. Let's see. Yeah, it's like the table of contents. And then it says the story shaping AI. And this is just a message from the editor. Then we have an advertisement for Bank of America. Bank of America, they've been around many years. Bank of America. So they have some different pictures from the DNC, the Democratic National Convention, which was held in Chicago, where Kamala Harris was nominated as the Democratic presidential candidate. Yeah, seems like it was a pretty energized event to go to. So let's see, and then we have an advertisement for Insure. Let's see. So they're comparing Insure to, I guess, your standard average frozen mocha drink with whipped cream. So they're saying their drink has 30 grams of protein and 1 gram of sugar. And I guess they're saying like the average frozen mocha drink with whipped cream has 40 grams of sugar and 5 grams of protein. Well, that's about average. It's probably even more sugar than that. A lot of these drinks and stuff you buy at these restaurants and stuff, they'll have like 60, 70 grams of sugar. I'm not even exaggerating at all. Then you have a QR code that you can scan or a coupon. Let's see. Then you have another advertisement or what is this called? Wow, that's pretty cheap for phone service. $19.99 a month. Unlimited talking text plus 1 gigabyte of data. I probably need more data than that though. 24/7 access to our caring team, fast, reliable nationwide coverage. Let's see, available at Best Buy, Rite Aid, Walgreens, Amazon, and I guess the company's called Lively. I guess that's what it's called. That's interesting. I think that's probably designed for someone that really doesn't need, like they really don't need a whole lot of data. You know, maybe they have internet service and they're at home like most of the time, and so they don't really need the data. But yeah, that's not really a bad deal though. Let's see. It says the brief. Okay. Let's see. They're kind of talking about oh, I forgot this magazine is from September, so they're talking about how Kamala Harris is going to debate Trump on September the 10th in Philadelphia. It says where he may further question her racial identity and personal attacks against her in front of a national TV audience. And let's see, talking about how polio has resurfaced in Gaza for the first time in 25 years. is pretty sad what's going on over there. Do we have some more news here? It says, why is NFL giving old kickoff rules to boot? So I guess the NFL, they changed their old kickoff rules. I don't really watch the NFL like that. I never really knew they did that, but that's interesting. But I see they're trying to make the game safer. The NFL in general, well, football in general, not just the NFL. Football is a pretty dangerous sport. Can cause all types of injuries, and we know a huge problem among professional players is CTE, and I do think that CTE does need to be talked about, needs to be discussed more, right? Even in on the high school level, they need to talk about how the long-term impacts of playing football need to be discussed, high school, college, because just on those levels there could be long-lasting effects from constantly being hit the way that these football players get hit and tackled all the time. So it's dangerous. It's dangerous, but it's always going to be around because people, especially in the United States, love football. So, hey, it is what it is. Let's see. Let's see. So we have another article here where Robert F. Kennedy ended his presidential campaign. He was an independent presidential candidate. And they're talking about how it came to an end on the 23rd of August when he, just read a little bit of this one. Independent presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s sputtering presidential bid came to an end on August the 23rd when he suspended his campaign in what he said was an effort to make sure Democrats don't win the White House. He says, quote, "In my heart, I no longer believe I have a realistic path to electoral victory," end quote. Kennedy said as he announced in the decision in Arizona. Now, when you run for president as an independent, I think anybody that runs as an independent candidate, they know that they're not going to have like a realistic chance because we know this nation is divided into two. It's Democrat or Republican. And many people aren't really going to go for somebody who's, going outside of that way of viewing things. It's either you're a Democrat or you're a Republican. But the independent candidate can either take votes from the Democrats or take votes from the Republicans. So, as he says here, I'm guessing because he doesn't want the Democrats to win the White House, he doesn't want to, take votes away from the Republicans because I guess he thinks there's going to be some Republicans that end up voting for him, and he wants those votes to go to Donald Trump so that the Democrats don't win the White House. That's what I'm guessing his thinking is. Yeah. Let's see. Okay. Says Maria Branyas passed away. I think she was the world's oldest person. Says among the key moments in Maria Branyas' life, her birth in San Francisco in 1907, a move to Catalonia in 1950, her marriage to Catalan doctor named Joan Moret, and having 3 children. One that took place in January 2023 stands out. That's when she became the world's oldest person, a title she held until she died at 117 in a Spanish nursing home, which her family announced August 20th. Brandy's age was verified by the non-profit Gerontology Research Group. Branyas, who lived through the 1918 through 1920 flu pandemic, gained fame in 2020 after she became the then oldest known person to recover from that's interesting. Wow. I hope that I live to be that long, but yeah, if you're able to live to 117 years old, that is something special right there. Because most people aren't going to live that long, and so to make it to 117, that's special. That is special. So yeah. Have an article here talking about space. That's interesting. So this is here is there's some pictures of some Sudanese refugees that are fleeing the civil war that's been going on there and the famine. And it's been happening for the past 16 months, this article says. That's unfortunate there. And says 5 simple steps for a simple skincare routine: cleanser, vitamin C, moisturizer, sunscreen, and retinoids. Have an advertisement for American Cruise Lines. I guess this cruise actually goes through it goes down a river. This doesn't seem too bad. That's a nice cruise, and it's not like really big. It's the Trail of Lewis and Clark, Columbia and Snake Rivers. Follow Lewis and Clark's epic 19th century expedition along the Columbia and Snake Rivers aboard the newest riverboats in the region. Enjoy unique shore excursions, scenic landscapes, and talented onboard experts who bring history to life. Small ship cruising done perfectly. I wonder how much that costs. Because I actually like cruises. Although I've ever only been on one cruise. But this is interesting. I never knew cruises actually pretty much went along rivers. That is interesting. That is interesting. I never knew that cruises went along rivers. I see, I guess you can buy some of the cover art from Time magazine and frame it to your wall. The View, the grown-up's guide to friendship. Oh, this is interesting here. It's never too late to make new friends. So, they say they give you different points in life and talk about friendship in early adulthood, friends when you're a new parent, throughout midlife, through your senior years. Yes, it's true that you can make friends pretty much any time in life. But for being honest, it does get more difficult as you get older. I'll definitely admit that. But it's definitely not impossible. Let's see what they're saying here. Says early adulthood, your 20s are the ideal time to start reflecting on your own friendship building style. Knowledge that'll serve you for the rest of your life. In part, that means figuring out whether you're a joiner or an initiator, says Nina Badzin, who hosts the podcast Dear Nina, Conversations about Friendship. As a joiner, you'll make it a point to proactively opt into activities or events that you find interesting, like dance classes, kickball league, or a professional networking group. If you're an initiator, you'll step up to organize get-togethers. Quote, maybe you'll invite 2 people and those 2 people invite 2 people, end quote, she says. Being a joiner and being an initiator both require conscious effort. Knowing which you are will help you determine your best approach to making friends. I don't think I'm a person who will like step up to organize a get together. But if I got invited to one, I might go. Right? Depending on how I feel, of course. But if it's one of my good friends, I'll go regardless. But if it's just kind of somebody I know, it'll kind of just depend on how I feel. But I don't think I'm ever that person that's going to like initiate or what do they call it? Like a person that organizes like a get together or something like that. I don't think I'll ever be that type of person. When you become a new parent, after becoming a parent, you might feel too exhausted, at least at first, to even consider bringing another new person to your life. But the early months of parenthood can also be isolating, especially if it's mostly just you and your baby all day in the beginning. It can be nice to bond with someone over all the new experiences, hopes, and worries that come with this major change in life. That's why Duffy suggests leaning into low effort opportunities and starting with people in the vicinity of their parents at the playground and at parents and baby sessions at the local library or at a new mom or new dad support group. Duffy likes to take walks with his baby, and he's found that he regularly crosses paths with people doing the same. The easiest thing to do, he says, is give a slight nod and perhaps say good morning. But if he wanted to take it a step further, he'd stop and say, hey, quote, hey, I've seen you walking around with your baby before. I'm Chris. What's your name? End quote. Okay, that's I guess that's a good way to make friends if you're a new parent, right? And of course, new parents are going to all have the same things that they're going through being a new parent, and so I guess that's a good way to make friends. I think you still, to a certain degree, have to be somewhat extroverted to go up to a stranger and stop and say, hey, I've seen you walking around, what's your name? I guess that's an interesting way to make friends. I don't know. I don't think I've ever done that, but at the same time, I'm not a parent. I don't know if I'll ever be a parent, though. But, yeah. It says throughout midlife. Let's see. It says when you enter your mid-30s and as you cycle through your 40s and 50s, it can be helpful to reframe how you think about friendship. Quote, as we get older, gone are the days of having that one all-encompassing best friend, end quote, you might have relied on in your 20s, says Rachel Ann Dine, a licensed professional clinical counselor in Agoura Hills, California. Quote, be open to being part of different friend groups that fulfill the different pieces of who you are as an adult, end quote. I think that's true. I mean, I'm in my mid-20s now, and I do have a few really good friends, but in general, like as you get older, you just tend to lose friends more and more and more and more. Because what happens is people just go through different phases in life. People move, people get married, have kids, people, they just go through different things, and they may not have the time, or they may have just changed as a person, right? Y'all are veering off into two different directions in life, and that's just what happens as you get older, right? Your friend group gets smaller, and unfortunately that's just how life works, right? But it is important, especially as you get older, some of your good friends, you want to at least put in good amounts of effort to maintain those friendships, even if you're going through a dramatic life change, such as moving or becoming a parent or getting married, right? You don't want to abandon your friendships because of these things. Although these things will make it more difficult to maintain friendships, right? Friendships, you want to just try with friendships, unless that person is just changing for the worse and you're trying to steer them onto the right path, right? They have started going to jail, or they're just out there doing something that is pretty much self-destructive and it's going to destroy their life, and you're trying to get them to at least change that. And the thing about that is sometimes you have to just leave people where they are. If they don't want to change, they're going in and out of jail, they're committing crime, and just they have pretty much become a pretty much they're just not gonna change for the better. At some point you can't help them. You may have to separate yourself from them, because eventually, sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes they end up dragging you down with them, right? And so that's kind of the thing about friendships. But yeah. But anyway, I'm gonna stop the video here. I hope that you all were relaxed. I hope that this wasn't too bad of a video. Someone in the comments said that I was talking too loud in my videos, and so I'm trying to be more mindful of that. And so I hope that this video is a more quieter, more relaxing video. But anyway, thanks for watching.